Prime Minister Andrew Holness to crack down on bloggers who cuss him out. Two men killed in Nannyville in reprisals. Kenyan police arrive in Haiti, while a 14-year-old Canadian charged for mass murder of Jamaicans, and Reggae Boys take on Ecuador today. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. And just as deadly upheaval engulfed Nairobi during major protests, Kenyan police arrive in violence-ravaged Haiti on Tuesday, embarking on a mission to take down the formidable gangs in the Caribbean nation. And after waiting months for a security force in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, a Kenyan Airways aircraft finally touched down at an airport in the capital city of Port-au-Prince in Haiti. A reporter for AFP witnessed the first 400 officers to arrive on the tarmac. Hundreds more police officers are anticipated, both from Kenya and other countries. But Kenya on Tuesday was also engulfed in violence, with protesters breaching parliament and a fire erupting at the governor's office. Footage showed police trying to douse the flames at City Hall with a water cannon, and rights groups accused officers of firing live rounds, leaving one dead and many wounded. So war enough for your country, and you left Ghana somebody else's country to fight. And the same thing Prime Minister Andrew Holness is planning to do, to send Jamaican police to Haiti when the police is needed to fight crime in Jamaica. Meanwhile, in his attempt to crack down on disinformation, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is being advised to proceed with caution. Publisher and former Member of Parliament Lloyd B. Smith thinks the crackdown may violate the rights to free speech. The Prime Minister's recent warning that the government plans to take action against people disseminating incorrect information and those who persistently damage others' reputation on social media by posting fake news prompted his statement. He assured his audience that you're going to see some actions very shortly for those people who are using social media for such objectives, confirming that his administration had been tracking these posts. Although Mr. Smith concedes that the Prime Minister's concerns are valid, he argues that a sufficient remedy is already provided by the country's defamation laws and other statutes. And in response to the Prime Minister's statement, the opposition People's National Party has also reacted, calling it a threat to privacy and freedom of speech. In a news statement on the subject, opposition spokesperson on information Nikisha Burchell stated that while combating disinformation is important, the Prime Minister's strategy is risky and could violate democratic values and constitutional rights. Additionally, she has asserted that the Prime Minister Holness is guilty of selective outrage for disregarding false news propagated by members of his own party, namely about the leader of the opposition. Over in Canada, a 14-year-old boy has been charged in a mass shooting that left 2 Jamaican men dead and 3 others wounded in Toronto, Canada earlier this month. The accused has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. The police told reporters at a news conference on Monday that the teen was arrested the day after the June 2nd shooting and charged Monday after a stolen vehicle investigation, and he was scheduled to appear in court the same day. According to police, 9 men were gathered in a parking lot of North Albion Collegiate Institute in Etobicoke after a soccer game. A dark pickup truck drove into the parking lot. 2 people alighted the vehicle and opened fire at the men before driving off. Delroy George Park, 61-year-old, and Seymour Gibbs, 46, were killed. 3 other men, also Jamaicans, were wounded. A man who is accused of receiving stolen copper wires believed to belong to telecommunications company Flow was remanded in custody until July 5th of this year, when he is expected to make a bail application. This recycling company owner is currently before the court for allegedly receiving stolen property. And according to court documents, police were conducting an operation in Riverton based on intelligence received when they visited a premises where Rowe's business is located. The premises was searched and the copper wire were found in a storeroom on the property. The police said Rowe was called and he presented himself. He was then questioned about the copper wire, which he said he purchased from individuals. The copper wire was confiscated, and Rowe is to return to court for further mention. A fingerprint order was also made. 2 men were executed on Monday night in Nannyville in St. Andrew in what is believed to have been a reprisal attack by a rival gang. The deceased have been identified as Stephen Wallace, otherwise called Blue, and Demar Pink. A 3rd man was taken to hospital with bullet wounds. The St. Andrew Central Police theorized that Wallace, who was said to be aligned to the Ashanti gang operating in Nannyville, was the target. The shooting was a reprisal for a murder which was committed in East Kingston. According to preliminary reports, shortly after 10 p.m., the 3 men were conversing on Prosperity Corner in Nannyville when they were approached by other men. Another group then exited a parked car and opened fire, killing them. The St. Catherine North Police have detained a mentally ill man for the death of a senior citizen who was allegedly bludgeoned with a piece of board last week. Investigators reported that on June 20, 86-year-old Vincent Lewin of Polyground District in Ecuador was walking home in his community when he was attacked by the suspect. The senior citizen sustained severe injuries after being hit repeatedly all over his body. Mr. Lewin was taken to Linstead Hospital where he was treated and later transferred to the Kingston Public Hospital where he died on Saturday. The 38-year-old suspect was later taken into custody, and you can see they only remove madmen off the street after they kill somebody. Onto sports, a staggering $550 million US might be invested in converting the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium into a high-performance sport facility if continuing negotiations between representatives of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports and corporate interests are successful. Olivia Grange, the portfolio minister contributing to the 2024-25 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday by speaking to the continuing discussions. According to her, the remodeled complex would house training facilities, international competitions, award ceremonies, and 21 different sports. Grange also emphasized that private equity, not government support, is driving this project. Meanwhile, U.S. 800 meters runner Ating Mu was not able to defend her Olympic title in Paris this summer after falling during her race at the U.S. trials on Monday. According to an article from the Associated Press, Mu got tangled up in the middle of the track before falling to the ground. U.S. qualifying rule states that only the top 3 finishers at trials make the Olympics regardless of their resume. And Mu reportedly filed an appeal with USA Track and Field, but that protest was denied. Despite the fall, Mu will still go to Paris as part of the U.S. relay team. She was a part of the team's gold medal winning quartet in the 4x400 3 years ago in Tokyo. On to football, Jamaica Reggae Boys will play for glory today after losing their first game to Mexico. Their second match of Group B takes place today when they battle Ecuador, who also suffered defeat, having lost to the Venezuelan. Losing the first game in the competition sets up this second game as a must-win. And we hope that the coach put Damian Lowe in the middle to strengthen the midfield and keep Damari Gray for the full 90 minutes in this game. And don't forget, the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you missed the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep us going. And that's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.